Hello everyone, Rancer890 back with another SWGOH video. And this one is a pretty special one. Outside of, I guess, my four month hiatus from YouTube. I mean, I've still been playing every day, but tomorrow, June 12th, I'm recording this on the evening of June 11th, would be my first year SWGOH anniversary in the game. So lots of things happened from me being a free to play player, just not knowing what I was doing in a lot of things, to hyperdrive, getting to level 85 after three plus months, right? It was around 100 something days. And then the light speed bundles came out, got my first GL, got my second GL, and now we're here 1 year later at 5.51 million. So a lot of things have happened, right? So let's kind of go over everything. So let's start off with the roster. Um, as you can see, 5.51 million. We're getting close to Executor. But before we do that, let's take a look at our two Galactic Legends. We got Rey and we have SLKR. Rey is the better one that's modded because SLKR was the first thing the first tune I modded to all 6 stars. So some of the mods are still not that good, but Rey is a little bit better because after the first GL, there was a lot of stress getting to my first GL, um, dropping battles, making sure that I had the right turn order. I remember like you had to have first order officer a little bit faster than Hux. And funny thing is, I still have not fixed those mods yet, so my finalizer fleet is not very good. But I had to, I was very new to all this, so I was grinding the tickets for the first time. And by the time I got SLKR, right, once I finished the journey, like it was a sigh of relief. Well, it was a sigh of relief until I had to farm the ultimate. And then because of Rey and SLKR, we had this tier 3 had this little rock paper scissors kind of thing. So I was making sure I don't want to mess up, right? Because when you farm 60 tickets, the last thing you want to do is waste them. Unfortunately, with SLKR, I did not waste any tickets, but Rey, I think I wasted at least 3 trying to get the alt because the all in on Finn strat, I don't know, something happened and I couldn't get it. But either way, was very very happy overall to have 2 Galactic Legends to my name after 1 year. We are also very very close to the Executor, like I said in the previous video. Just before starting this recording, I managed to get Dengar from Relic 1 to Relic 3. We're also going to be using some of our Conquest currency this time. Usually I would just get it for character shards, but because I'm just this close and I don't want to miss out, I will be using the Conquest currency to just make sure that I have a couple days in between to, just make sure everything's ready for the Executor event. I'm really excited about that. We're also have for the Executor, we also have Best Card Mando at 12, not 12 star, gear 12. So Best Card Mando will not be relics before the start of the event unless um, I can manage to get. It's not the Kairos. The Kairos, I think I'll be fine. It's the other gear that I'm actually not very fine at. So it's going to be a very, very, very another very great milestone for the account to get the Executor. I think it'll help me put something on defense for GAC. I can help my guild and for territory wars, and it's a big accomplishment, right? Getting a GL ship, so I'm really excited about that, and hopefully, uh, it's not too hard. I haven't checked any videos on the Executor, but that is something that I'm absolutely looking forward to. So, approximately a year in, I'll have two GLs and two GL characters and a GL ship. So that's amazing. Uh, some of the other highlights, I would have to say, is Starkiller, right? I did buy the Starkiller bundle. I bought a lot of bundles, just so you know. I did get the Starkiller bundle as well, so I did not work on Starkiller for a while. I also have the gas bundle, and I haven't started on gas at all. So getting Starkiller up to Relic 7, that happened during when I wasn't really uploading videos. That was during double drops. Literally went from R5 to R7. Nothing too crazy. Captain Rex was basically gear 12 to R7, which was quite insane during double drops. If I was actually focusing on my executor requirements, I would not be so stressed because the requirements would have been done by now. But I'm very, very happy to have these two killer lineups. Um, Killer. These two great tunes in GAC as well as Conquest. Let's so yeah, and speaking of Conquest, right? After getting 4 million, we managed to go from easy. I mean, went from easy once we got to level 85, and then normal, and now to hard. So, unfortunately, we aren't anywhere near. I'm just gonna go over Conquest really quickly. It's going to be nothing. I'm not gonna get Luthen most likely, just because my squad doesn't have the depth, and the event feats. I just don't have the units for them. So unfortunately, I won't be able to get. The chances of me getting Luthen is very low. However, the Conquest character after Luthen, so in 3 months' time, I'm very optimistic about that because I think I would have developed the roster. I think I would a roster good enough where there might be a chance where I get the gold crate because right now I'm getting the crate before the gold crate. So, and I think it'll be the same thing this time around. I think I'll get the crate before the gold crate. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. Let's take a look at some of the squads that we have here, right? So, Imperial Troopers. I watched Nooch Too Good. That was the first. That was the first YouTuber I watched to learn about this game. Most, I would say, it's the best beginner-friendly YouTuber for SWGOH. So he was always a big admirer and of the Imperial Troopers. He always said, "Farm your Imperial Troopers." So, I have that Relic 8P at ready. So sometime soon, probably the other ones will go to relics, right? Geos, we had before the Lightspeed bundle where they gave us Relic 3s. I already had them at Relic 12. I mean, not Relic 12, Gear 12. So same thing with Phoenix. Phoenix was actually Gear 8 or so before those bundles. So it's a very common theme, right? Bundles, 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 right? So Slick, I don't use these two teams. I use some other weird teams for fives. Rey, this is my main defensive team. Really, really proud of this squad in general. Hopefully, I can get Ben Solo. Unfortunately, the Conquest Pass does not have Ben Solo in it anymore, so I will have to get the shards 20 shards at a time again, unfortunately, but hopefully within 2025 I can get Ben Solo, which would really help out this squad here. CLS, right? After 1 year, Gear 12, I think 3PO and Chewie is like year 10 or something. So not a ton of develop. This is definitely a team that I'll have to work on in the next year. Hopefully in the next year you see all of these units at relics instead of gold gear or purple gear. So next one, this is the one big development that if I didn't have the Lightspeed bundles, I would probably have these units already at a decent level. So Jedi Knight Revan, hopefully I can get him relatively soon, within the next month, hopefully in the next month. Basila will be 7-star for sure. Jolie, hopefully, can't guarantee it. And then Yoda and Hermit Yoda, I'll need to. I'm actually not sure who the fifth is. Maybe Hermit Yoda, maybe Mace. I'm not sure, but at least the very core team we have Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila, and Jolie. So, and I also need some Zetas as well for that one. Starkiller, amazing team. The funny thing is, Starkiller, like I said before, right? I was very, very happy to get Starkiller to Relic 7 during the last Double Drops event. And just having that animation, I would argue that this is the best animation. Just having that animation where it just pulls the shit from the sky, it's chef's kiss, you know? Dash. So from what I've heard, Dash needs Vandor Chewy. Unfortunately, I've had no time to farm Vandor Chewy, so Dash will be honestly, I would say in terms of the Omicron, probably not the best best thing to put, but it is what it is. I don't mind it that much. We also have the Padme team here. I'm just gonna go through all my squads that hopefully I can build up sooner rather than later, because we're just here. So Padme here, did not realize, for those of you that don't know, Padme needs like 400 Chirotechs. I did not know that until I got to gear 9? Gear 8? Right? And then, oh my gosh, we started this early. By the way, I don't even have good mods for her yet. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, she needs Chirotechs already at gear 8. So it's a project that I'll have to get going sooner rather than later. And then, you know, this would be the team for now. After I finish Executor, a higher priority will be Zori Bliss. So this resistance defensive team right after hopefully I can get Zori to relics before the Datacron leaves. So the Datacron will leave, I think, in a month, July 10th or something. So Iden was one of my very early farms to get the Vulture Droid, right? I used the Vulture Droid for the level 78 Zeta Ability Materials Challenge. Very, very useful there. So Iden is another character that I will need to get to relics eventually, right? Because her ship is very, very good for the Thrawn, for the Thrawn Empire fleet. Also, Scout Trooper is something I'm not going to talk about GLs. I'm going to talk about GLs in a little bit, but Scout Trooper is another unit for this Iden team. From what I heard, will help out in avoiding those Wampa counters if I put Iden on defense. General Grievous, the Separatist droids. Stop is a very new unit that came a few months ago, so still not accelerated, but another unit to consider for this team. I've heard that Stop is good for Grand Arena. Obviously, these units, B1, B2, and IG 100 Magna Guard, that was in another bundle that I bought. So Grievous was not. Grievous was through, I think, fleet currency, among other things. I don't remember. So Grievous, with the upcoming raid that's going to happen in the summer, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get Grievous to relics as well. So, as well as Grievous is has a capital ship in the Malevolence, yes. So that is something that we're gonna look at as well. The Treya Umi team is very, very difficult from what I've heard. So that is, something that if I had that team, it would help me on defense or it would help me on offense. I don't know. But one thing that I probably should have done during this past year was to upgrade Savage and get him to relics just because he can solo. Gas, Once again, I do need Arc Trooper. Unfortunately, Arc Trooper is a Cantina farm, and if you haven't noticed, my Cantina farms are Kyrotechs right now, so nothing much I can do about it. The quote unquote good news is that I'm just very low on Zetas, or I'm not very low on Zetas, but I'm hoarding Zetas in case when I actually need it. So I don't really have the resources to upgrade General Skywalker. Um, if I need to upgrade a unit with a lot of Kyrotechs, it would be Padme for the raid. Night Sisters is another team. So Marin and Zori are two characters that I will try my best to get them to relics as soon as possible. Mainly because the rest of the team is already set for the most part, right? So the Night Sisters, they do need some Zetas. Marin will need her own Zeta as well, and I believe her Omicron for GAC. So, another project that will happen after I get BAM to relics. This Galactic Republic team, I'm actually not sure what the typical Qui-Gon Jinn team is for. In fives, in threes, I've heard it's just Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Knight Anakin, and General Kenobi. So, Qui-Gon Jinn was very, very easy to get to Gear 12, a very old character, so didn't need any Kyrotechs beforehand. Obviously, to get from Gear 12 to Gear 13 will require 100 Kyrotechs. I don't remember if it's the computers or the squids, but that is another character that I would like to take to relics, probably after Marin and Zori. Just because though Night Sisters could help out in very specific situations, especially if I mod them well. Zori Resistance team would be very good on defense. Galactic Republic, this Qui-Gon Jinn could be good on defense and offense, right? But most likely it'll be more of a defensive team, just because I barely have enough teams to begin with on defense. So having a decent team that will be a little bit tricky would be pretty useful. We're almost done with our main teams here. There are a couple teams that I did not mention. So Jar Jar, right? The Gungans. So if you're wondering why I'm Boss Nass is 6-star, Bombardier 5, Tarpals 5, and then Gungan Phalanx is 5, almost at 6-star. I was refreshing a lot of basically all the energy, right, to get my my Executor requirements ready. So not really interested in spending, I don't know, 1,600 Kyrotechs or however much it is to get the Jar Jar, get the Gungans to relics. I just cannot afford it right now. So they will stay at this gear level for the foreseeable future. They are needed for Conquest, but there are ways to cheese. As well as Bo-Katan, Mandalore. This is more of a very long-term project. Obviously, we need IG-12 and Grogu, Paz Vizsla, Beskar Armor Mandalorian, as well as Kelleran Beck, I believe, all at Relic 7. So nowhere near that. Even Bam right now, I would probably put him to Relic 3. I will have to figure out the speed in terms of Xanadu Blood and Razor Crest. I haven't figured that out yet. So, but yeah, those are the majority of my teams that I'm working on. One team that's not shown here is the Scoundrel team with Bosk, Boba Fett, Dengar, the Mandalorian, and Grief. So that team, not very useful right now because their mods are just not that good, but it's another consideration to put whether on defense or for offense. Mainly putting it on offense if there's a slow team that I can attack here. So yeah, those are the majority of the units that I have. Some of the teams that I haven't put, let me see if I can find her, is Wampa. She's been very, very good. I actually modded her pretty well here. Um, 239 speed. I put basically my best tenacity mods on her. Lots of health, lots of tenacity. Ideally, I could put her to Relic 5, but Relic 3 does the job right now, and I don't want to use too many resources. I will never put this Furious Foe Zeta. Don't really need it. She can destroy them without. It's more of a luxury Zeta to me. So yeah, we have the Phoenix here. We have Sidious. So this R5 Sidious was actually part of the Sidious Cron. We'll talk a little bit about Datacrons in a little bit, but Darth Sidious here. Queel, not really. Don't really care about Queel that much. But yeah, those are some of the and then here after these relics we have these Gear 12s, right? So CLS team I definitely need to get that whole team to relics within the next year. There's no excuse on that. And then yeah, that is basically the squad here. We can take a quick look at ships, right? So admittedly a lot of ships were bought just because it just saves so much time. Hyena bomber. I mean, the Geo ships were you couldn't buy them anyways, but Hyena bomber, halfway to 6-star, long way to go. I need to get that Malevolence fleet up and running at full capacity, so that means Hyena bomber 7-star. But ships take 6 months to farm without double drops, so just plugging away right there. So having the Geos at R3, having the Hyena bomber, as well as where is the other ship that we have? Vulture droid. Those 5 are good enough. The Malevolence fleet can punch up quite a bit. So we're almost, obviously, with the Negotiator, we spent money to acquire that, and then Malevolence, we're 95 shards away, so not too far. We can definitely get the Malevolence done within the next year. So nothing too crazy with ships, right? I have Rebel Y-Wing at 6-star, and then I just stopped. Just because it's needed for a Galactic Legend. Not really going for profundity anytime soon. So when I need to, when I'm thinking about it, I'll finish up these 99 shards. So yeah, and then we can take a quick look at fleets here. So main fleet right now is the Finalizer. We have our Malevolence. We usually use these 2 on offense. And then I use Negotiator on defense. I use Radis on defense. We'll replace Radis with Executor when the time comes on defense. And then, Thrawn, that's a pretty incomplete fleet. It's not very good because we don't have the tie-in interceptor. So, yeah, those are the main fleets that we have here right now. We're going to keep working on them. Obviously, I don't even have Leviathan. I'm not planning on getting Leviathan anytime soon because I can't even get Malgus, so there's no point. And then last but not least, right, so we have all these characters, right, which is all good, right, but a big thing about GAC that I know a lot of people don't like is our Datacrons. So I knew that to punch up, because you're always going to be facing bigger rosters, is to engage in the Datacrons. So to farm them, do your 3 Conquest refreshes a day, get these crons, get the currency, or get the upgrade materials. So the cron before this one, right, there were a lot of I only started to really seriously looking at crons in the escalating conflict one, just because that was the first time where I could get to hard conquest, and B, I was just facing really, really big opponents. So I needed something where I could have fun. I could do more solos because I really like doing solos. And then that started with the Holocron and the Sidious Cron. So the other 3, are luxuries. I use them, but the Sidious solo is just so amazing. I'm gonna be really sad to see it go on July 10th. So this is going to be the last, after Conquest next week, it's going to be the last time we get to use the Sidious Cron. So sad, but, you know, maybe we'll have another powerful unit that we can solo something with. So the next one here, we already, through the first Conquest cycle, we managed to get 3 level 9s, all for First Order, because I rerolled them and there was no point getting Galactic Republic. But now I think I will consider Galactic Republic. I'll consider the First Order TIE Fighter pilot, Omicron. Padme, I mean, I hope I can get the Padme Cron. Depends what happens. But we'll farm it, and then we'll work on Padme after working on Marin and Zori. So, yeah. But yeah, that's basically a brief overview of the lineup here. And just so you know, just for completeness, Squad Arena, we're in the top 60 usually. In Fleet Arena, we're usually in the top 30, 35. I can't get top 20 anymore, but hopefully with the Executor, we can sneak into the top 20. There is a profundity in the fleet chart already, so it's kind of iffy. And of course, we all have those 7-star negotiators, so it's always going to be a little bit tough there. But yeah, that is pretty much the relatively quick-ish overview of everything. And to wrap it up here, we're going to go to the journey guide. So this upcoming, in the next few days, right, June 15th, we'll have the Executor event, and we will try to get 4-star Executor. Unfortunately, we don't have enough crystals to upgrade from a 4 to a 5-star Executor, but it is what it is. Can't really do much about it. I've been spending a lot of crystals just to get to the event on time, so 4-star Executor is better than 0 out of 80 Executor shards, in my opinion. So when we get to that, so thinking towards the future, right? You already know that I'm working on Jedi Knight Revan. I'm trying to get more Jedi because I have no Jedi other than the ones that I bought. So a long-term goal, right, after getting Jedi Knight Revan, I'm actually not going to focus too much on Darth Revan because I'm kind of waiting on a bundle for that. But from Jedi Knight Revan, we're going to try and get into, this will be my 3rd GL, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. The thing about this is that I will also need to get Jedi Knight Luke, which would require, I think, Rolo that I don't have at, where are you? Rolo that is only at 6-star. I think I need 60-something shards, and then Captain Han Solo, which I haven't even unlocked yet. So those two I'll need a lot of time just to get those shards as well as get to those relic levels. So it's a nice long-term project. Hopefully we can get it done in the first half of 2025. Hopefully. As well as, Mon Mothma, right? Mon Mothma is not even 6-star yet, but if you watch Nooch, you'll know how many Kyrotex she needs. As well as Mon Mothma is actually pretty useful for Luthen, right? So I think going from Executor to getting Jedi Knight Luke to getting Jedi Master Luke is a good thing, just because it'll help me get a pretty good Jedi team, which I absolutely don't have. So Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, we have Jedi Knight Revan, and then I don't know, Hermit Yoda and someone else. But having those units, having that GL there would help my account immensely, whether it's GAC, Conquest, whatever, right? And actually the 5th member for Jedi Master Luke would be Jedi Knight Cal. So in addition to this character that I would want, I would like to hopefully get where is he? Where is Jedi Cal? There he is. I'd also like to get Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. I'm going to be taking Mirror into Relics, right? So I won't have to worry about um, the minimum gear 12, right? Seer, Tarful, and Saw, I don't really have a team for any of them, so the plan is just to get them to gear 12 and then stop there. I'm actually not sure when we're going to get Jedi Knight Cal Kestis again, but after Executor, the shards for Seer, after the Executor, after I make sure I have all the 7-star units for the Jedi Knight Revan event, Seer, Tarful, and Saw are going to be, next in the rotation. So when Jedi Knight Cal is in the game permanently, I can, take all of them gear 12 plus, and then complete the event, and then use it with Jedi Master Luke. So yeah, that is going to be, that's going to be the immediate next goal. Afterwards, I can go for Leia or Jabba. I'm not sure yet, but that's at least 15 months away, right? To get Leia or Jabba. It's just, I don't want to think that far ahead. But having, adding in another 2 GLs before my second anniversary in this game would be amazing. So, yeah. I think I covered everything. The team I have now, right? The things I like. There's nothing I really don't like outside of, being a little bit reckless sometimes with my crystals, as well as, what to expect from the future. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed listening to me ramble for, I have no idea. I actually didn't do a count. I actually did not time myself to see how long I would be talking. But I'm very certain it's at least 20 minutes by now. Maybe more. Maybe closer to 30. Who knows? But hopefully you enjoyed listening to me ramble. Really, really excited about the team I have now. Who knows? I'm certain between my first year anniversary and my second year SWGOH anniversary, there'll be more Lightspeed bundles. So who knows what will happen there. But if you made it to this far, thank you for watching, and hopefully we have another year of good SWGOH content, and hopefully I don't ghost for the next year. A lot of things happen. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the rest of your day or night, no matter where you are watching this, and have a good one. Cheers.